Hello, everyone. Yes, we are starting with the session now. We have KADREA members in class. We have CAR members as well, and SOREB members with us too. So if in case anyone has questions, kindly keep them towards the end of the session, and we're going to be having a Q&A. A proper Q&A. You can ask your questions if you have any doubts, even if it's not regarding CMA that we're going to be discussing today. We will still try and answer those questions towards the end of the session. Today's session is an hour-long session, and we will be touching base with most important critical aspects of CMA. You must have used CMA before, and you may be having your own idea of how and when CMA comes in handy. So I'd love to know more feedback from you as to if you want to have any kind of new development, if you have any idea, you can always write to me. My name is Antarang, and my email ID is antarang@kadrea.com. I'll be sharing that towards the end of the session. So if you have any feedback, please write to us, and we'll try and have it discussed and incorporated in the system. So to begin today's session, this is how we usually begin our sessions, by mentioning what the exact URL for Xposure is. So for KADREA members, you use KADREA.exposureapp, XPOSUREAPP.com. So that's the exact email ID, no, sorry, the exact URL that you're going to use to get onto Xposure. SOREB members can use SOREB instead of KADREA. So today we are going to be entering into the KADREA system. So it's kadrea.exposureapp.com. That link will take you to Realtor link, where you have to enter your own credentials to sign in. Right now and today we're going to be using Murray Brown's credentials because he is our director of technology, and he has a Realtor account as well. I just have a test account, so that's not going to work. But Murray has a Realtor account, so we're going to get into the system using his credentials. You can just don't forget to have this remember me checked so that then the system remembers you the next time you get in. This should work, don't worry. Oops. Yeah, there's a question in class, which is if we can get in. Okay. If you can get in using Interface Express. Yes, you can use Interface Express to get in, but for now, we just gonna be checking out what's happening and why aren't we getting in the system using this link. Is anyone in? Okay, we are in. So yeah. Sometimes it's technology, the system might misbehave. Just try again, and you should be able to get in comfortably. So now we are in the Xposure system. This is the dashboard, the home, which you can define the way you like it. So once you enter the system, you're going to be in the search mode. If you have to create CMA, what I usually recommend realtors is that they use this yellow button over here, which will create a new instance of Xposure on your browser. So when you click on it, you have another instance. Then you go on to CMA. Now, once we are in CMA, we'll see that all our draft CMAs are going to be lined up over here. These are my draft CMAs, or sorry, Murray's draft CMAs that he's done before. They're all gonna be located here. When you click on CMA Gateway, the system actually starts performing the functions that are necessary for CMA. Now, realtors, I'm not sure how they use it or at what point does CMA really come into the picture, but I'm guessing you may want to create a CMA for a property that's not listed. There's a chance. So for that, we have the unit number, the street number, and the street name there. It works just like search. You must have seen these fields in the search tab as well. And it just works like that. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to be creating a CMA for our KADREA hub. So let's just go to 418 St. Paul. And you guys can follow along with, you can create your own CMA, not just for the property that I'm trying to show right now, but for any property as you like. So if you can start creating the CMA on your devices right now, that'll really help. What you'll notice at this stage is once I have selected St. Paul Street, 418 by street number, the property type has turned out to be red. Now the system needs to understand what's the property type that you're looking for, because it's going to suggest certain comparables by itself. So it needs to know what you're exactly looking for. So this guy here will be highlighted in red. So make sure you have something selected. It is also going to pull in assessed value and assessed land value. My previous experience with realtors has been they would like to change these values. So this is really up to you. If you want to change this, you can do that. If you want certain comparables to show which have a specific number of bedrooms, you can set that over here as well. And the system should be good to go. So there's no primary criteria. Sorry, just a moment.
Assessed value, is that automatic?
Yeah, it gets pulled in from the different systems that we have from BC Assessments or any other platform. So whichever, yes, please. Any questions? Okay, so whichever fields are being pre-populated, they're being fetched by a third-party portal. So here you can, yes, please. Which box?
Under the assessed value, the approximate list price, because we're trying to determine what it is. So
Just leave it blank.
I know, but
Yeah, so
is there another reason that I'm not aware of?
Okay, a question in class is, why do we have approximate list price over here? Because that's what we want to determine using CMA. It's been put there because sometimes you know the list price, you have a list price in mind, and you want your comparables to be showing, which are like, you know, aligned with that list price. So there's a chance that you have a list price in mind already, and you want all listings with that list price to show. So for that, it just tells the system, okay, that I'm looking for listings in that range. So you may have it populated or you may keep it empty. It's up to you. Yes, please.
Okay, if you put that in, then you're probably going to get different comparables coming up. Is that right?
Yeah. If you put that, your comparables are going to be aligned with the average list price that you have over there.
Because yesterday's the first day I tried this,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't fill that in. And this is a house worth about 500,000,
Mm-hmm.
and the comparables came out 417, 419. Well, you can't put a comparable like that in front of the customer. Say 400.
We will look into how we can adjust the prices once we proceed from this stage. This is the first stage when we're setting the subject property. It really is not going to affect how your comparables show. And I'm also going to show you ways in which you can pick up listings from one place and just paste it in your CMA. Because we've had these complaints that the system does not recognize the exact listings that should show as comparables. You may have your own preferences and the system does not pick them up. So we're going to see how we can also copy and paste listings or add listings from a list onto a CMA. So for now, let's just proceed. Here we have a chat question. Just hold on for a second, please. Yes, for sure. We'll try and do that. It's just that, yes, Brenda, I will keep that in mind.
Property type, you got single family dwelling here and you're pulling up a commercial building.
Yeah, it's just for a test. I mean, you can pick up anything. It's just for a test. So
Why are the 2020 assessments on yet?
um,
Showing the 2019.
Because NBC assessments, some 2020s aren't there.
yeah, it's just 2019.
So you can go to that one site and you can get the BC assessments.
Yep.
site.
I think you can still oppose them right now. So until they're-
Okay, Rick, we have members just waiting online for us.
Yeah, of course.
You can keep your questions and we can try. Yes, I will paraphrase all questions. Towards the end of the session, we're going to be answering all these questions. And when we answer these questions, I will repeat the question as well. So kindly bear with us. Don't worry. Rick, we'll try and answer that question towards the end of the session. Okay, proceeding to the next point. So these are additional print fields. You can also fill these up. These are okay, so these are going to be the subject property fields, the details of the subject property. You can just enter these here, and this will basically be populating data for your subject property. Doesn't really have to do anything with the CMA that comes up. So click on save and hit next. Now here is one important thing that you have to keep in mind. You will have to select the exact property because the system has to determine the exact location. So you click on that, you will see a blue dot flashing. Make sure you hit that as well. So once you hit that, now the system understands where you actually are. Initially, by default, it should be giving you 5 active, 5 sold, and 3 expired listings, 3 expired and 3 pending listings. You can change these numbers by clicking on any of these guys over here. So say, for example, I wanted, say, 7 active listings to show as my comparables. So I just hit 7 over there. It will show me 7 comparables. Say if I wanted 6 sold, I'll have that. I don't want any expired listings or any pending listings. So right now, the CMA that we are going to generate is going to give us 7 actives and 6 solds. Another thing that you would have noticed is that the system just changes, or the values here change in real time. So say, for example, I changed expired to say 5. What you'll notice is that the current price also changed. So the system by itself determines the total square footage that is needed. So you don't really have to go in and tell the system that I want these kind of comparables. The system is going to pick it up for you. Let's just keep it to 3. Keep this guy to 2. So now the system has, again, changed itself because there is an algorithm in the backend that determines the right comparables for a subject property. But you can always change that. To answer the question, if I wanted properties in a specific price range, although the system has selected, as you can see, 325 to 979, I can always change this. I can have 500 over there, and it's going to change my comparables. But at the same time, it's also going to change the overall range because it's a set algorithm that works in the backend. You can change the area, the sub area, the different types of comparables that you want. You can go as precise as you'd like. Once you have all that in order, so say, for example, I wanted minimum 3 bedrooms. That's going to change my comparables, but that's what I want. So it changed from 3 to 4. I hit save, and then I click next. Upon clicking next, you will see the different listings that the system has picked up. We had 2 pending listings, so it's just showing 2, 7 active listings, 6 sold listings, and 3 expired listings. So you saw that these numbers can be changed at the stage where we search for listings. Now, there's a chance that we might not want the Nicola Street listing because it does not have all the information that is needed for me to determine my average list price or anything. I don't want to send this particular listing to my client. So what I do is I have to just select the checkbox, hit edit, and then remove from results. That will remove a particular listing from the list of active listings in your CMA. Now, the one thing you will notice here is that this table particularly also calculates certain figures, like dollar per square feet for the lot as well, and the percentage of increase in the assessed value. All of those things are pre-calculated. So you don't really have to go in or work on Excel sheets or anything. The system does it for you. You can also choose between whether you want average values to show or median values. One important thing that we'd like to do here is go back to the search tab. Now, this is our CMA. What I realize is there are a couple of listings that I would like to add to the CMA, but the system hasn't picked up. So how can I add a couple of listings as per my choice onto the CMA? So I go into the search tab. Remember to use this button here. If you want to just switch tabs, open a different tab, go to your listings or whatever you want to do, don't just open a new tab. Click on this orange button so that then you have an instance that runs simultaneously in real time. So once you come under the search tab, say I, for example, want single family dwellings, hit search. And what I realize is that this particular listing is something that I should be including in my CMA. And so how do I do that? So once I am in the search tab, I have the list with me. I just have to hit the checkbox and then go to actions. Once you go to actions, there's an option that says add to CMA. Once you hit add to CMA, the first CMA that you'll see is the latest CMA that you've just created, which is for 418 St. Paul Street. It gives you the date and time as well. If I hit this right now, this listing, Balfour Court, is going to be added to my CMA. So let's just do that. Let's go to results. Oops. And you will notice that Balfour Court is added to my active listings in the same CMA. So that was one way of adding a particular listing from your searches that you've created. Say, for example, you have a list and you've made a list of all the important listings that you have in mind and then that you want to share with your clients. You can just go onto that search, click on the checkbox, and then hit actions and add to CMA. It should take you to that CMA. Another way of copy and pasting listings is, see right now I again use this button to create a new instance. So I do that. Let's just do another search, quick search. And now if I wanted to add, say, these two listings to my CMA. So one way to do it was to hit actions and go to add CMA. The other way to do it is hit edit button, hit on copy listings. Now this works for any search, for any list, wherever you have an edit button, you will have the option of copying listings from one list and pasting those listings onto another one. So you copy listings. This is where our CMA is. Oh, this is the old CMA. Let's leave this one. This one's the new updated one, which has Balfour Court. Yep.
The answer really quick. It automatically excludes ones that are already in the CMA, correct?
Yes, please. Sorry?
It automatically excludes, you know how you're going back into the search list to add things to the CMA?
Yeah.
Ones that are already in the CMA are excluded from that list. They won't populate again?
No, you will have to just refresh it. It will be in that list. Once you hit, so the question in class is, if you add a particular listing to a CMA, will that refresh my list? It will not. That list will remain the same. It's just that that one listing is going to be added to your.
No, I meant it. You've already got your CMA list. You just hit the add button. Now you're adding.
Yeah.
So the ones that are already in that CMA list that you've already added, does that exclude from when you go to the add button? Now you're searching for other properties to add?
Yeah.
Am I saying this right to you?
Yeah, I mean, so if you go, you're asking me if you go back to the search.
Sure. You're just adding listings.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are the ones that are already in the CMA? Are they excluded and pulled from that list?
No, no.
So you don't double click
The
them?
listings that are there in the CMA have nothing to do with the search. The CMA is.
Oh, it just redoes the search each time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you perform a search, that search is for the specific criteria that you have. CMA is dependent on different aspects. It is dependent on the location, on the price range that you select over there, the type of property, so several other aspects. So if you search for the same criteria under the search tab, the number of listings may be different. Okay. Right now, I'm just going to show you how to copy and paste those listings. So once I have copied my listing from the search results, I have copied these two. Let's just click on that again, copy listings. What you can also do is you can view your clipboard just to be sure on what are you copying and pasting. So you're copying these two listings.
How do you do that?
Okay, I'll show that again. you just have to select the checkbox, hit edit, and copy listings. You can also view listings by clicking view clipboard. So I have copied these listings. I'm going back to my CMA. I'm going to edit, and then I paste listings. So now the two listings that we copied from the previous search have now been pasted here. I may not want this one listing. Let's just remove that. Remove from search results, and then you have it removed. Does anyone remember an active listing MLS number? Any MLS number? Can anyone give me an MLS number, please?
151121.
151121.
Sure.
So you can also add properties to your CMA using this option. Just hit edit and add listings by MLS. 151121. And I hit add. Okay, is that a sold listing?
155080.
Is that an active listing? Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat that, Chris?
155.
Yeah.
080.
080. Add. That's Fraser Street. So that's been added to your active listing right now. So if you have particular listings that you'd like to include in your CMA, you don't want to go perform the search, or you don't want to just add to CMA or copy or paste, you can use add to CMA by MLS, and that should add your listings to the list as well. We have a question in class chat. Kindly bear with us. Yes, please.
Can we change the order in which they display?
No, not for now.
Can we add that to the list?
Yes, for sure. So a recommendation in class is that we'd like to move these listings, rearrange these listings as per our will. This is not a feature under available under CMA right now, but it can definitely be done. So for feedback like this, like certain aspects that can be improved upon, I would request each one of you to just write to us, and we will have that looked into. So now we know we have 3 ways of adding listings to CMA. People have had this problem, this question that the system just picks up listings that I don't like. So now you know how you can remove particular listings, how you can increase the number or decrease the number of active, sold, pending, all these listings on your CMA. You also know how to remove listings and how to add listings by 3 methods. One is the add to CMA method. The second method is to copy and paste listings. And the third method is to add listings by MLS number. So by doing these things, I'm hoping that realtors can create the CMA that they like. So at this point, what the system is going to show you, okay, so this is a little ugly. Let's just remove this guy here. Remove from results, and as simple as that. That particular listing is gone. Now all your analysis, everything that you need to do is here. Towards the end of this page, you will find a summary section. Now this summary is basically this guy over here shown as a table. The subject property for expired listings. This one row over here has been replicated here. So all your results, all your averages that you see are going to be accumulated in one table called as the summary. You would see some blocks over here. These are empty data fields. These empty data fields are going to be populated by the realtor, whatever you deem is correct, whatever value you feel like entering over here, you can enter them. And the system is going to pick up these values and show them on your final CMA. Now, these values are going to be picked up and shown in your document, the final document that you want to send. Some realtors like to send an email gateway link. Some realtors like to just print the document out. So at both these places, we're going to be fetching these data fields and showing them there. We will see where exactly, but let's just add enter some number over here. So say, for example, 800. Minimum list price is 750, 900. Okay, we have a question. Just a moment, please. Okay. We'll answer all these questions toward the end of the session. Sorry, please bear with us.
You entered just 750. You don't have to enter 750,000.
Oh yeah. Sorry for pointing that out. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. Sorry. And sale price. I'll be entering these values just as a test. I'm not sure if these numbers make any sense to you, but just because.
More than it's listed, I guess it could be a bidding war.
Okay, so now we've entered these values. The system is going to pick them up and showcase them on the final CMA document. So once you hit next and you come to the stage where you can send these listings to your client or to your friends or to your peers, you would notice that the email is going to look like this. It's going to have this table. Now this is just a table. It is going to be represented in this manner. When you hit View CMA Gateway, you will have your CMA Gateway ready. Now this View CMA Gateway actually takes you to the public listing portal of the realtor. Now what does that really mean? This listing portal is a public portal. All the information that you get over here or all the information that you share from this spot is publicly available. It's for the public. So if you don't want to share this and you just want to share this table to your client or to your friend, just deselect this option, include my public listing portal, have that deselected, and the email that goes out is not going to have your CMA Gateway, sorry. But if you have that, when you click on it, it will go out as this, a completely different platform. It just allows your clients or your recipients to, it gives them the power to do several things, to print, to get driving directions, to look at numbers. It also gives you the option to check for only active, pending, sold, or expired listings. They can also view these listings on the map. So this public listing portal is essentially a platform that holds your public information for the listings that you're trying to share, and it puts out to the clients. So going back to the CMA, so this option here does that, include my public listing portal. And why am I mentioning this specifically right now is because we've had realtors ask this question previously as to what does this public listing portal mean? It is essentially the CMA Gateway, and it holds all the public information. So you need not worry about any information going out to your client, which is not supposed to be there. So it's all public information. Anyone can read it. Anyone can have it. So coming back to the email CMA Gateway feature, works just like emailing anyone. You can just add to. I recommend all realtors to go into the clients tab, create your clients, so that then you have all your information consolidated in one place. And then when you come to send a CMA or send searches or email gateway links, you can just hit to, and all your clients are going to appear over here. So you don't really have to enter their email ID again. You don't really have to traverse through different platforms to get your client details. Enter your client details in Xposure under the clients tab, and they will all show here under to. This is pretty self-explanatory. Send me a copy. Yes, if you don't want it, don't put it. You can also put a customizable message. This message basically is up to you. If you have multiple people selected under to, everybody is going to get the same message, but you can individually send this to your clients as well. You can also include your signature, and this is again an option. You can edit your signature. We have a question. Just a moment, please. Okay, these questions are going to be catered to at the end of the session. Moving on, hide footer. Now this is going to hide footer. So it's not like if you select this, it's going to show, it's going to hide it. So it's kind of the opposite of what the other things do. You can edit your agent info as well, but all of these things can be done at a different stage. If you don't edit this, the system is going to pull in your existing agent info. If you want to edit it at this stage, you can do that as well. So that's the CMA document. The emailer is going to go as a list. People will not be able to click on this. It will only go as a list. If you want people to see listings, just make sure that you have this selected and then they will be able to view the CMA gateway. Going to the create CMA print document. Now you can see that Murray has a nice template that says Murray the Great, but you can have your own template there as well. The thing that you need to do is you have to select which is the standard template, which is the basic underlying template that you want to edit. And then you can edit that template by clicking on customize selected template. And the system should download that. You will need Microsoft Word for this. Now this is just this case because we want a platform that is available to everyone and where people can actually edit, save, and then upload that document. Microsoft Word is the go-to platform. So if you don't have Microsoft Word, unfortunately, you will not be able to do this. So we recommend that you get Microsoft Word if you want to edit the CMA print document. You can do this on another device as well. It is not device specific. So if a friend can help you, you can do that. And this is only because we've had people who've not had Microsoft Word, and they've had problems editing the CMA document. Now, once you're in the CMA document, you can change the name. So here I've changed market to real estate. If you see anything that looks a little ugly like this with a $sign in front of it, it is just a data field. It pulls in the data fields that have been set in the system previously under your profile. So if you have office name, office address, agent name, agent address, all of these pieces of information are being pulled in from the system. What you'll also notice is that there will be certain pictures, and you can always have these guys edited. If I want to remove this, I'll remove it. And so basically, this is up to you to decide what you really want. Now, this guy over here pulls in company info, but just say, for example, I wanted to put in some more company info. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So this is up to you. How do you want to edit it? You can put your slogan and everything is going to be pulled in from the system. You can edit these guys over here. If you want to remove a page, you can do that as well. But just make sure that you don't change anything within these brackets, because if you change these things, it is going to just disregard that command, and it's not going to identify the exact data field that is requested by this query. So make sure that you don't change anything in here because these are data fields. Going towards the end of the document. Now this is where the suggested list price, expected sale price, and everything gets pulled in. We'd seen these things under results previously. These values are going to be pulled in and showcased over here. So that's where those data fields will come in handy. Now, once I have done this, I have made my changes. I don't want any further changes. What I can do is I can just simply save it. Let's just save as and put it on the desktop. So that's my test template. Now I can go to the send option. I'm already under create CMA print document. Now I can upload my custom template. So my custom template is on the desktop, test KADREA. And that's where it is. Then I hit create CMA document. You can download this as a PDF, or you can also have a Word document. Now, if I go for PDF, which is the most handy transferable thing. So you'd notice we changed comparative market analysis to comparative real estate analysis. And that's what the system has done. It's taken that data and it's just replicated it for us. It's also pulled in all the pieces of information that are concerning the subject property, my office, also the agent info, company info and everything. Now, what Murray has done is he's actually put in the company info, or I'm guessing this is pulled in by the system itself. Murray hasn't done this. But if you remember, we had put in best company there. The system has that too. It also removed a picture from here. It's gone as well. So if you want, you can add your own pictures. It's not just about removing stuff. Whatever you add to this particular document is going to be added once you upload it. And it's going to stay in the system. It's going to work as a template that you have. So I'd recommend that all realtors, if you spend some time, but create your CMA document beforehand, set it as a template, save it on your device, change it, and then have it uploaded for it to work as a template. So we have all of that. Let's just go right to the bottom and see if our comparables are there. Yes, all our comparables are there. The last comparable under active we'd added by which Chris had mentioned was the Fraser Street one. It's there. And this also has our suggested list price and the expected sale price there, which is, yeah, which we got from our CMA. So this is the document. You can remove any pages, you can add pages. What you'll also see is every page has a specific footer. You can change your footer to, and you can then save this as a template, and it comes in really handy. The document is also going to have all the listings that are featured on your CMA. So that's the document. This is the public listing portal. And it can be selected using this checkbox here. I'm just trying to see if I'm missing on anything. Okay. All right. Looks like we've finished this session really quickly. What we will do is there anyone having any questions in class? And then we'll come to the questions that have been asked under the chat option. This was CMA overall. If you have any questions, you can please write to us right now. I'm going to be taking a few questions from in class. Kindly bear with us. Yes, please.
The data fields, the auto-populated, again, when you're doing the report.
Yeah.
Where are they pulling? I know they said this in the system.
Mm-hmm.
We want to update that. Because one thing says, what's your slogan and things like that. If I want to tailor that,
yeah,
I have to go into settings. Where do I go into settings to update that?
So yeah, I'll show you that. So this was CMA. Yeah, it's been saved. So once you save a CMA, even if you're just at the subject stage, it will save as a draft. So you don't need to worry. You can always come back to it. Right now, in class, we have a question. Where do these pieces of information that show on the print document, where do these pieces of information get pulled in from? So where they, yeah. So one way to do it is over here. If you edit your agent info here, it's going to pull in that info. But just in case you want to change that, you can go into My Account. And once you are in My Account, there's a thing called User Preferences. Hit User Preferences, and all your information will be saved over here. So if you're wondering where you can change these things, how you can make sure that a particular email ID is shown or a particular web page is shown. Say, for example, your Xposure is built on your KADREA email ID, but you want to show a different email ID, you can change that over here. So that's where user preferences come in from. It's not just about user information, it's about several things. You can change your signature as well. It's right over here. And you can change the same signature under CMA as well, where you select that checkbox. Yes, please.
Covered this once already, but can you, once we've saved our CMA in the Word document,
yeah,
how do we get that one to send from?
Okay. Yeah, I can show that to you. Now, a question that has been asked in class is, how do we add a document to the CMA? How do we add that printable CMA document to that email array? Oops. Okay, one thing I'm noticing right now is once you come back to your CMA, don't just jump to a different stage. Kindly click next and keep going, because then the system understands what's happening. Otherwise, it's just gonna go berserk. Hit next, and you should be having all those things that you previously selected. Yes, it's the same CMA. So as I can see right now, unfortunately, the question that was asked in class is, how do we create a CMA, a printable CMA document, and then attach it to this particular email? Unfortunately, right now, you cannot add attachments at this point. So it can either be a view CMA gateway link, which is over here, or it can be that document. You can have that document with you. You can have it printed. You can have it sent using a different email ID. But for now, the system does not have the capacity to actually attach a document and send it across.
You can print it as a PDF document.
For sure, for sure.
And then attach it later.
Yes, but the thing is, you will not be able to attach any document by using this emailing system. You have to do it outside. You have to probably use your Gmail or your official email ID, and that's how, and that's where you can actually send that printable CMA document. So once you click, just a moment, please. I will be taking more questions, the online questions. Kindly bear with me, please. So once you create the CMA document, you can download it as a PDF. And once you download it, you can always save it or just print it. So if you're wanting to show this as a tangible thing to your clients, then maybe you would want to print it. Maybe you want to share it just as a PDF, or you may want to use the gateway. Yes, Jason.
I was just kind of building on Daniel's question. Let's say I banged off 5 CMAs, 5 different people.
Yeah.
Let's say I've saved those. Where do I find those saves to send out an email through the system? Can I go back? Or do I have to
Yes.
do it at the
So
moment?
the question in class is, how do we go back to the CMAs that we've previously created? Simply put.
Well, that's that really pretty, the market analysis. How do you, once you've saved that somewhere on your
Device? Yeah.
how do you send that?
So like if you create, like save it as a PDF.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Automatically did, but if you're starting from new
Yeah.
and you're editing your CMA,
Mhm.
putting your pictures and your logos and everything else on
Right,
it,
right.
in Word or whatever you're using,
Mhm.
how do you load that
That's what
onto as a template?
Yeah, you'll have to upload custom template. So you hit upload custom template, and the Word document that you have saved with your pictures, your description and everything, the edited version that you have, you just have to select that one. As you would notice, I had a test KADREA one saved before. Now, if I click on upload custom template and then I hit test KADREA, it's going to pull that template into Xposure. Have I been able to answer this question, Danielle?
just trying to find.
Okay, it's nice to see that we have a lot of questions. Okay, so now we'll be taking questions that have been posted online. Is there any way to add the details if it is not showing up and you can find the assessment on the internet? If I'm getting the question correct, you want to add a different assessment value to the value that was shown by the system previously at the first stage. Under subject, if this assessed value has been pulled in by the system, I'm guessing the question is, can we change it? Can we change it? Is there any way to add the details if it's not showing up and you can find the assessment on the internet? Pamela, have I got the question correct before I go on to answer this? Okay, have I got this correct? Like if Pamela is asking us, is there a way to add details if it's not showing up and you can find assessment on the internet? Oh, we have one message.
Also, 2020 is not on there, but you can find it.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes. Yes, I did get rid of some listings because the details were missing. To add details to those listings, it is not possible under CMA. Yeah, you will have to just get rid of them. You cannot go in, get the assessment value from BC Assessments or AutoProp, and then pick out those numbers and put it under those listings. It is not possible. If the system is not picking up, better get rid of them. Okay, Pamela, I'm moving on to the next question. Why is one of the percentages in red? Now, this is a very good question for which I don't have the exact answer right now. Patricia, very good question. Why is one of the percentages in red?
Just the average.
Okay, Joel, would you like to just unmute yourself and answer this question? Are you able to do that? Okay, Joel says, Pamela, Joel says that Realty Server is working on adding that feature that allows you to include other details onto listings. So if you've okay, in order to change your parameters as to why you're getting listings among between 300,000, you can change these things right at this stage. You get search results. If you're looking for 500,000 listings worth 500,000, I would request you to please enter that over here. The system by itself might be just picking up 300,000 worth of listings, but if you want 500,000, add that over here, and the system should edit the comparables that it shows. Also, Pamela, Realty Server is working on adding those parameters that you were looking for, the empty parameters, so you need not worry about that as well. I have a question in class, just a moment, please.
Are they looking at adding subgroups?
I'm not sure. Patricia, why are these listings in red? I will have to get an answer for that. I'm really sorry. If you can share your email ID on the chat, please. I will have that answered for you. Will there ever be the ability to make adjustments to each comparable property? Okay. Now, whether it is going to be available or not, yes, for sure, Brenda, 100%. And adjustments on properties will be available soon. So all our members who are looking for making adjustments onto the comparable properties that the system fetches, these adjustments are going to be available by Thursday. That is tomorrow. By tomorrow night, that should be available, okay? So anyone who's looking for making adjustments to listings, Adjustments are coming. Okay, going to the next question. So Lori asks a question about adjustments as well. And again, adjustments are going to be coming in. And Pamela, I'm glad that you got that. Also, we have a point made over here, and that is, when can we have that option of adding attachments to the emails that are being sent out? So to that, we've always been pushing to make sure that we have that feature incorporated in the system. It hasn't happened yet, but it is definitely something that is on the list, and it will be coming soon. Katie asks, how do we know that the email has been sent and didn't bounce back? You can have this option selected over here. So usually when an email bounces back, your email client gets an email saying there's some server error, and that server error email is going to be sent out to this email ID. So wherever your from's from, that email ID is going to receive an error message saying that the recipient didn't receive it or whatever. But if you have send me a copy selected, the email that exactly went out to your client is going to show in your inbox as well. So if at all there's a chance that the email didn't go out or it bounced back or anything, your email, this particular email, is going to have a copy of that. Let me see if we have any more questions. And Patricia, I will have your question answered. If I've missed on anything and you have any feedback, if there's any more question that you need to be answered, please let me know. We have 5 more minutes to go. Okay, that looks like about it. Anyone in class has any questions?
If you do a search just by the address.
Yes, please.
And how do you do a search just by address rather than by MLS number?
Search by address. That search by address has to be your subject property. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, it has to be a subject property, and that subject property can be set at the first stage. That's the search by address. We have another question. Click on the address link. My comparables I have selected. Okay, I have created CMA. When I click on the address link, my comparables I have selected show up. But when I hit the open tab, no results show up. Okay, so I'm guessing the question is like, you cannot click on these guys here, or you can't hit on these guys, because you can hit on these guys and it should open up as a listing. And Janet, I'm going to be coming to your question in a bit. Please bear with me. So, okay, now we have our system lagging a little, so please bear with me. Sorry about that. So once you are in the results page, hit next. And when you come to this stage, yes, you will not be able to click on any of these guys because it's an in-mail message. In an in-mail message, you will not be able to create links because this is the emailer that's going to go out. If you want to see links, you will have to hit on View CMA Gateway. Only then will you be able to click on these listings and view them as a listing. Other than that, if you're under the results, you will be able to click on those listings and view them as well. So I'm hoping I've answered that question. Okay, we have a big one over here, a big question, okay. And we have it twice. So Janet asks, I was uploading a listing into the system, into BrokerLoad, and when selecting the property address, I realized that I could not scroll down to select the address since it was part of a strata with a long list of condos to choose from. I had to tap down and count to where I guessed the unit number was in order to select it. It happened also when I was doing a CMA. Is there any way to correct that? I am not sure. This question, Janet, will have to be answered by the people at Realty Server themselves. And I really apologize for this, but it is not something I have any idea about. I have not really worked as much with CMA as a realtor. So maybe I'm missing something and I don't want to give you a wrong response or tell you anything that's a mistake. So I will have to get this question answered. So for now, I have two people, Janet and Patricia. I will have your questions answered. So please don't worry about that. Is there anything that I can help you guys with right now with respect to CMA? Okay, I think our online members are going to be waiting. Any questions in class? If anyone needs any help while creating a CMA on your devices, kindly let me know. So that's it from us for now. Thank you, Joel. Thank you for helping us out. If there's any question, any more insight, any feedback, that's my email ID right there. I would request Janet to connect with me if you have any questions. If you have any feedback, write to me on that email ID that I just provided. And we're going to be having the same session, not the same session, but this session next week as well at the same time. We're going to be sharing registration links for that as well. And yeah, it's going to be held, but I'm not sure which tab, but then yeah, we're going to be doing something very really informative and constructive. So okay, Blake, when I email, the summary value doesn't show up. Have you tried, just a moment, please. Okay. So Blake, have you tried putting the values over here? Or if it is not, or if it's still not showing up, it might be a bug. There might be a chance or a case that the system, even when we enter the value over here, it is not showing up. If that's the case, kindly send me a screenshot on the email ID that I've shared with you. Any problem, anything that you feel is an error, or if you find something that is not working properly, just take a screen grab, send it to me on the email ID that I've provided, and we will definitely look into that and have it sorted out. Can you manually input an address if Google doesn't pick it up properly? Sometimes rural addresses do not show properly. Unfortunately, Katie, it has to be if you want, you can always put in a random address, and you may not want to select a particular address at that time. But what the system is going to do is it is not going to take you forward. It is going to just stop you there and be like, okay, let's just try and do that. Let's just see what happens if we just put in a random address. So if I put this address and I hit save, it does save it. Okay, maybe we'll have to try a new CMA altogether. Sorry about that. So let's build a new CMA. This is say 181 Kamloops Street. Okay, no results found. And nothing has been said over here. Hit save. And it doesn't save it. So, okay, it's asking us for a subject property type. So let's just do that and see if it lets us save it. Oh, it let us save it, and then we hit next.
When you do a address search, does it automatically look for previous listing?
It gives you an option. It predicts which possible option you would need. So if you hit, if you write St. Paul, STPAUL, it will give you the list of options. Then you'll have to select it from there. So yeah, 181 Kamloops Street is there. I didn't know that. Okay. But yeah, there are several Kamloops streets. You will have to select it eventually. You will have to drop a point on the map. So irrespective of whether you have your subject properties addressed not there in the system, if it's a rural property, get onto the map and just select your pointer. Katie, and that should be able to help you. Have I been able to answer this question? For now, Greg, you cannot add, thank you. Thank you everyone who was there in class. Thank you. You cannot add autoprop information to the CMA right now. It is, autoprop is a third party again, so that integration has not been done yet, but it can definitely be on the cards. If you write to me on the email ID that's been provided, it's a great idea, Greg, and we'd like to have that incorporated, but not for now. Janet, I will come back to you. I think it's an important question. I will write to you as soon as I have some response from Realty Server. Any more questions in class, please? I request everyone to just go on to CMA, try it out, see what your template looks like. If you want to edit it, do that as well, and you should be good to go. So thank you for joining in today, or whoever was with us, really appreciate. And if there are any questions, kindly write to me. So that's it for today. Thanks, Joel, again. And we will see you next Wednesday. Thank you.
Andre,
yep.
My question about being able to change the order of the results, do you need me to still put it in an email to you, or is that been noted now?
Yes, please.
The